worked extensively on both the strategic and the operational side of fast-moving consumer goods in China. From your experience, how is doing business in China differ from Europe?
I think one thing that is pretty obvious to me in my industry as well, which is fast-moving consumer goods, is just the speed at which things can happen in China. So that's something we see, for example, when we try to innovate with sending new products to the market. It's something that is really an advantage, I think, in China. We can move very fast. But I think Europe also has their own advantages. When you talk about, for example, the regulatory frameworks, I think Europe has perhaps more clarity. In China there is some gray zones sometimes, so that is something that Europe has, I would say. So I think China is very good at consumer-centric innovation. So that's something that I see in my industry a lot. So it's just being able, again, with the China speed, to innovate very quickly. At the same time, I think what Europe is very good at, I also talk from experience there, is this building of multi-generational companies.
From your experience leading a European bank in China, how would you compare doing business in China versus in Europe?
Doing business in China is much different compared to the European market because of the different practices. I think we can learn from each other. I think what I'm seeing very positive is also the cooperation between the Chinese financial institution and also the European financial institution is strengthening over the years. I think the role of the European financial institution in China is at the beginning is for mainly supporting the European business in China, but nowadays there are more and more Chinese companies investing abroad, especially they are looking at the European market. So from this perspective, the cooperation between the different European and the Chinese financial institution is becoming more and more important.
With your experience leading people's strategies across Asia Pacific, how would you compare the organizational mindset or approach in China and Europe and vice versa?
I worked in both the consulting side. I got a chance to work with European, Americans, and different type of multinational companies. I also had a chance to work with Chinese state-owned company as a private company. So I would say all the mindset is very different. So I would say even the state-owned company, in my view, is actually a bit similar with the multinational companies because they are larger enterprises. For them, they really value stability, structure, process, governance, and also discipline. So they really grow slightly with, I would say, more pace. They control it and try to making sure they do things right. So hence may translate in the sense they take a bit time for decision making, but at the same time they respect. There's going to be disciplines, regulations, and also conduct that you have to follow. But if you look at that, I would say like smaller companies in China or privatized companies, they are very agile, right? So for them, it's really about survival. It's really about speed that make things happen. So what you see over there is people really with a lot of passion and at the same time with a lot of perseverance. I also see they really put a lot of emphasis in terms of agility, right? So everything is about results, right? So you get things done, you are the winner, and they really want to see everybody can be successful, right? And to make the company successful.